Good morning, good morning. It's Rach here, an award-winning award writer with the awards people. I told you that we've got some special guests coming onto the Sofa of Success. Did I not say we've got some 5 people coming onto the Sofa of Success? Yes, I did, Rach. So, I want to introduce you to the lady of the week. I only say that because it's up for a week. But this is Katie, this is my mate Katie. She's come to join us on the Sofa of Success. Many good bottoms have sat on here, so let's hope, award-winning bottoms, so let's hope, because we've done something, we've entered an award, so we're hoping.
Fingers crossed.
Well, fingers crossed. But you know what, before we talk about all that, I'm jumping ahead, as usual, because I get ridiculously excited about these things, Katie. Why don't you do your 2-minute blatant plug on who you are and your business, tell my mum, and my viewer in Swindon, and let's get started with talking about you.
Well, thanks very much for having me here, first of all, Rachel.
Pleasure.
And hello, Rachel's mum and the viewer in, was it Swindon? Swindon, yeah. Okay. Well, my name's Katie Neeves of Martin Neeves Photography and Film. I'm a photographer and filmmaker. I've been a photographer for 31 years and a filmmaker for 8 years. I'm currently ranked second out of about 1,800 UK photographers in the UK on Free Index, purely from customer testimonials.
Wow.
Which I'm really proud about. They're giving me I think it's got something like 171 reviews now, with an average rating of 4.8 out of 5. So very proud of that. That point 2 is really bugging me. I tell you.
Yeah, I bet it is, because you're not a perfectionist at all, are you?
Not at all, no. Done all sorts of things like photographed Croatian Civil War to photographing Princess Diana's funeral, twice been commissioned to photograph the Queen inside Buckingham Palace, all sorts of stuff. But it's a whole range of stuff that I do now. My background's in press photography. So it's press, PR, commercial, architecture, aerial photography, reportage wedding photography, so very natural, candid stuff. And then I do a lot of corporate videos these days as well, and that's becoming more and more important. But there's another sort of string to my bow, which is like coming on now.
I can't wait to hear more about this, because Martin, there you go. Martin
well done,
and I have known each other for ages in business.
We have, Fred, haven't we?
Yeah. But of course I'm not speaking to Martin anymore, am I?
You're not, I'm
talking to Katie.
Yep.
So I've kind of stolen your thunder there.
You have a bit, really. Yeah.
But
yeah, basically, yeah. For the last 49 years, I've been known as Martin, but I'm now Katie. I'm transgender, and it's one of those things that has always been with me. But finally, sort of made the decision to actually go for it and do something about it. So many people don't do it, and they end up getting into a spiral of depression and worse. And luckily, I've never got into that situation.
Good.
So I count myself as one of the lucky ones that I've been able to actually do something about it. So I did, but of course then there's a problem. My business is called Martin Neeves Photography and Film. Okay, well I didn't want to change it to Katie Neeves Photography and Film, because after running the business for 22 years, I built up a good reputation and everything. I really didn't want it'd be like starting from scratch, so didn't want to do that. So I thought, well, and it's quite a public facing business as well, and reasonably well known in the area. So I thought, well, I haven't got the luxury that a lot of trans people have of just going away and transitioning quietly and then just coming back as money yourself. So I thought, well, as a business decision, I've just got to do this very openly, very honestly, and very publicly. So here I am. So what I decided to do was make a video. So I thought, well, obviously that's within my skill set to do, because that's what I do. So I made a coming out video, and I put it on Facebook, and it had 1,000 views within the first 4 days alone. I mean,
wow.
it just went ballistic. It's funny, before hitting send on it, my finger was hovering over the mouse, and I was thinking, as soon as I make that click, my life's never going to be the same again.
Wow.
And I did it. Of course, then I had to go out on a job, didn't I? And I went out on this job and I did it, and my mind wasn't really on the job, but I did it, and the client was happy with the pictures and everything, so that was all fine. But I couldn't wait to get back just to check Facebook and everything. I got back and it just went ballistic. I had so many messages of support, just hundreds of messages of support. It was just it was actually the most uplifting experience of my life, from something that I was actually dreading doing, dreading coming out, and so many people dread coming out. The reality of it was actually a lot better and a lot easier, and it was just amazing. And my clients and friends have just been so supportive. It's been fantastic. But what's happening on from there is that then I started being contacted by lots of other people, lots of other trans people in the same position, and people who were running businesses and worried about the effects on their business, and they said that I've really encouraged them and really spurred them on, which I think is great. And also shown them that it's okay to be trans. I was contacted by one lady who her son was going through a gender identity crisis when he went through puberty, and he was being treated at the Portman Clinic, which is where they treat young transgender people.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, it could have gone either way, but in the end he decided that he was still male. But it could have gone either way, or in between. Nature is very messy. But she was really worried at the time that he was going to be bullied, and he would start self-harming, attempt suicide, as so many do. 48% of transgender people under the age of 26 attempt suicide.
Sorry, 40?
48%. It's 1 in 2. It just shouldn't be, should it? She said if only there was someone like me around at the time, just to let him know that it's okay to be trans.
Can I ask? I'm going to ask possibly the world's most stupid question. Please forgive me if this is ignorant speaking. When you are born, let's do the old thing. You're smacked on the bottom. The baby cries. Well done, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You have a baby, boy or girl, because of presenting characteristics.
That's exactly what it is, yeah, and that's...
Where does transgender, now there's a name for it, is gender, what's the...
Gender dysphoria?
Thank you. Yeah. So, it's gender dysphoria, how does...
Basically what it is, it's a mismatch. So basically when you are born, you are given a sex, and you're labelled for life, basically, by the doctor or the midwife, who basically looks at your genitals and says, you're a boy, you're a girl, that's it, nothing in between. But they're just looking at what's between your legs. Right. Gender, that's okay for sex characteristics, but gender is about what's between your ears. It's what's in your head, it's in your brain, and it's your general sense of yourself, of how you feel. And most people are very lucky in that their gender identity matches their sex characteristics, and I'm very envious of them. I wish I was like that. I wouldn't choose to be trans. None of my trans friends would choose to be trans. But that's how we are. So basically, there's a mismatch there. So basically, you think that you're the opposite gender to your sex characteristics.
Forgive me for asking the question,
no,
but
absolutely. No, you're absolutely right, and it's good to get it out there. And it's something that when I'm coming out to people, I'm always having to explain to people and let them know. No, it happens on a daily basis, so it's fine. I'm well practiced.
Well, yeah, it was a blooming clear description. But what happened for us, viewer? What happened for us is, so as I say, I knew Katie on the business networking scene. We were never close business buddies, but we knew each other, kind of our circles knocked together. And then I went and covered for a friend of mine, lovely Kate. It's all the K's today. Lovely Kate, who was away, and she asked me to sub for her at a business networking event. And there's Martin talking about his journey, and I'm sitting there going, it's early in the morning, perhaps I've missed something, which wouldn't be unusual for those who know me. But I just went, okay, so it's Katie, okay, fine. And then afterwards you spoke and you went, I just wanted to catch up with you because I'm not sure if you because you're not a member of the group, and started just to fill in some of the blocks, and I went, okay, cool. But then as the story started coming out in terms of the decision being driven obviously by the feeling over 40 how many years, but then the aha moment, how's this going to affect my business? And your business is very successful, but ultimately you're self-employed. Clients make a choice that they can phone you or not, and
absolutely.
I think that was part of that whole decision of
totally, yeah. When you're freelance, if a client just doesn't want to use you, they just stop using you. The phone stops ringing, they walk away, they find somebody else. You feel very vulnerable when you're self-employed.
Dave's waving too. So once I heard that story, and then your kind of greater mission, which yes, it was business driven, but then this feedback that started coming through from originally your coming out transition.
That's where it started.
Blog, but then a couple of media things which we'll come on to in a minute, and the very positive response to that, and your decision then to go, okay, how can I help the transgender community, the wider community as well, community understand this? I said to Katie, if you want to raise profile about this, if you want to play your part in this issue and highlighting it, then actually entering an appropriate award and saying, this is who I am, this is my story, might actually be a great thing to do. And you went away and had a think about it, because it's not something that you kind of go, yes. You have to have a think about it, don't you?
Yeah.
And then I started to learn some of the story, because then you kind of went, okay, yeah, if that's something that you feel you'd like to do for me, Rach, then that's okay. But that's the start of the story, isn't it, really, in terms of...
Yeah, because it developed really from me just having a sort of like a business protection sort of exercise to then going out and doing lots of radio interviews and
that has really grown quickly.
It has. I've been doing quite a lot. Yeah, I've been doing quite a lot of that. Yeah, so being a bit of a radio tart recently.
Some people struggle to get so can't get this one off.
Yeah, absolutely. Any excuse, I'm there like a shot. I love it. But the response every time I do it, the response has been amazing, and it's, I know that it's helping people, because I'm being contacted by people who tell me that I'm helping them and inspiring them. So so my two main aims are to help trans people who are struggling with it. To let them know that it's okay to be trans, and it's not just okay, but you can have a good life and you can enjoy yourself, and you can take the mickey out of yourself as well. You don't have to take yourself seriously. But also just to help educate the general public as well, because a lot of people haven't got a clue about gender dysphoria, and it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? So if I can just help raise awareness, then that gets greater acceptance, and it takes the pressure off trans people when they want to come out. So it's a win-win situation. And of course then, when you kindly nominated me for the East Midlands Women's Award, that was just amazing. I mean, it
felt right. The community category is all about how are you helping your community. Well, you've got many communities. You've got the trans community. You've got the wider community. Morphing those together, helping them to coexist, just educating people like me, going, how does that work then? And I've explained it. I'm like, oh yeah, fair, makes sense to me.
So no, it would be absolutely. I'm going to say it hasn't been judged yet. So
no, we've only just got the application in. We've got a very nice do at the end of September, courtesy of Sandra.
Got to sort out what we're going to wear now.
Bloody women. Actually, I'm having the same panic because I put rather a lot of weight on since I wore the frock last. Oh, I have.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, just a lot of being held in at the moment, especially after the rather nice lunch we've treated ourselves to. So yeah, it's touch and go, mate, touch and go. Mind you, the lady who made the dress is she's a fashion designer, so she can, if things need
that's handy.
Or Spanx.
Right,
or Spanx. I don't know. Or diet. I'm not keen on that one, but anyway.
No,
but I think so. Yeah. I won't be able to breathe or eat.
Dave's behind the camera. He's keeping very quiet, you see. We want to get his opinion about Spanx. What do you reckon, Dave?
What's Spanx?
Oh, God, I love them. It's underwear. In case you didn't hear that, he asked what Spanx was. It's underwear that holds it all in. But it just means you can't breathe or eat. See, or actually sit down.
We're boring him now. Look, he doesn't give a damn.
That's because, you know what, this is my work husband, because my partner Gary doesn't really want to do these things. Dave's wonderful wife Karen isn't that bothered either, so I ring up and go, Dave, I've got 2 tickets to go to such and such, and pull on your tux. And he's going, mate, I don't even know where my white shirt is from the last time. I'm going to find the white shirt, iron it, and get That's the conversation we had last time, wasn't it? So, oh my God, I'm going to have to buy my bloody white shirt. I'd buy one with the big 70s ruffle all down the front just to teach him a lesson.
Get him some Spanx too.
Gio, I've got... That is an image that's going to be very hard to get out of my head for a long time, Katie. But whether you win on the night or whether we just have a fab, we've got a great table of folks. We're going to have a real ball.
I'm really looking forward to
it.
And
just have some fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
It'll certainly stir things up if I win.
I don't think that's going to bother you somehow. What did you say on that vlog? I'm going to be loud, be bold, be...
bold.
I can't remember.
Big bold and...
Big, bold and out there
or something like that. I think I've lived up to that one.
Yeah, I think so. So tell me where you're at the moment, what's happening with the media, what's happening with the business. Let's get up to date with where Katie is now.
Okay, media. I mean, I've written a few articles for some national magazines. There's going to be an article actually in the Leicester Mercury very soon, actually on Saturday, which that'll probably be after this is out. But so that's good. Business-wise, it's all going on. That's good. So it's just more of the same, really. Transition-wise, I've been on hormones for 4 months now.
Wow.
So that's all going well.
Time goes so fast.
Yeah, I know.
And changed the name.
Oh yeah, changed the name.
Very publicly.
Yeah. Very publicly on the radio, live on the radio.
As you do when you're Katie.
What other way is there to do it when you're big, bold, and out there?
Well, I suppose you can't be a shrinking violet on some days and then big, bold, and out there.
Not really.
But that was great that they supported you because you'd been now. Which radio station was it? Coventry?
That was Coventry and Warwickshire. That's because I used to work for the Coventry Telegraph, so that's the Coventry angle. But I've been on BBC Radio Leicester a lot as well.
Yeah. So you'd been on there, and then they said, when you do your next kind of major bit, and you went, well, that's the name change. Come back, and one of them was your witness, was
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they said, "Oh, could we get involved?" So I said, "Yeah, be a witness if you want. Why not?" So yeah.
Fab. And come on, then where does the name Why Katie?
Well, that was an easy one actually. A lot of trans people struggle finding a name for themselves, but I've always known that that's the name that my parents would have called me had I been born a girl. So, and I like the name anyway. Yeah. So that's why. So no, it was easy.
Fab.
Yeah.
So, transgender ambassador.
Yeah.
Trans agony on if you can find the right platform, or when you can find. I think it's when, not if.
I'd like to. I think it's something that I can do because I think it's something that I can empathise with people who going through it myself.
Yeah.
And I think I can explain issues relatively well. So I think it's something that I can do. And I'm not. It's funny. I've always been used to being behind the camera, but with all the vlogging and everything else I've been doing, I've been spending more time in front of or as much time in front of the camera. So I think it's just something that I can do, and I've just got to find the right platform. So I'd like to do it, definitely.
Ooh, how exciting!
Yeah.
Well, in terms of awards and using awards to help raise the profile, if there is anything else that I can do there to help you, just let me know. I'll keep my ear to the ground in the meantime.
Appreciate it, yeah,
but I think the whole community thing is just a natural in terms of playing that part.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I think it gives me a lot of satisfaction just to know that I am actually helping people. Getting the feedback that I get, and that's a reward in itself, to be honest.
Oh, brilliant! Well, you know what? You look happy. You look confident. You look relaxed.
Thank you. The next thing I've got to do is actually sort my voice out because I'm very conscious that although I might look like a woman, sound like a bloke.
Priscilla was sitting on here earlier, and you know the strangest thing happened.
Yeah.
I started sitting up and breathing more deeply. And so, Priscilla, how was that? And I meant to say, I said to David after we finished rolling, I meant to say, because if people do watch several of these, they'll what was she doing? I'll have to type it up. But it's just this infectious way she has of just kind of, she didn't even say anything to me. I could feel myself kind of sitting up, and the woman is phenomenal.
Oh, she is. Well, I've known her for years, and so I was always going to use her for it. And and it's funny, I saw her actually quite a few months ago, actually before I actually came out publicly, and just had a quiet word to her, and it turned out that she's been working with a few other transgender women as well. So she's experienced in doing this type of work as well. So yeah, I know I'm in safer hands with her.
Yeah, it's just when the time's right.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously I'm not trying, and I do know the basics of how to do it, but at the moment I'm not trying because obviously I'm not trying to cover up the fact that I'm trans, and in fact in some ways, why the hell should I? I think it's quite good in a way because then it helps people.
So on your blogs,
exactly,
you are who you are.
I am who I am. Yeah, I feel like sort of seeing I am who I am. Start high kicking my way down the street with a feather boa behind me.
Well, as long as it's not Gloria Gaynor, I will survive. Nothing wrong with Gloria Gaynor, I will survive. Just too many drunken times on a dance floor with friends in recovery from some broken-hearted relationships. It has just haunted me for now. But no, yeah, Priscilla, that would just be... Well, what a great experience as well. So when does that start?
That's starting September.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think I'll be going once every 3 weeks, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, and then a lot of practice in between. But I couldn't start it before I went full time as being Katie.
Okay.
So because it's something you have to practice all the time. So I couldn't start until then. You see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so incredible. Just to hear a little bit more about somebody's journey, but also then how it wraps into because you could say, what the hell has this got to do with awards? Because business awards cover community, they cover a wide gamut of different categories. But those stories, it's when you hear those stories that you kind of go, what can we do with this? How can we play our part in helping? And if it hadn't been the right solution for you, you'd have said, no, it'd have been fine.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, let's have a go and see what we can do.
Yeah. Well, I'm very grateful to everything you've done for me, Rachel.
Oh God, it's an absolute pleasure.
Really
You've done
appreciate
nothing. You've done everything. Believe me. We just put some words on a page, and that again, that came from watching the vlogs. And I love the clarity of your voice on that, and I guess you'll carry that. That's going to be throughout the journey, as far as you can see. It's kind of going forward from now.
That's sort of how it's going, really. Yeah, and the feedback that I've been getting is that people like the informality of my vlogs, and I try and put a bit of sense of humour in all the videos that I do as well, because I think if you can include some humour, then people will watch it, they'll like you, and then they'll...
What did you say? There was one thing where you're thinking about doing something and you said to yourself, I need to man up. No, that's wrong. That made me laugh until I thought I was going to cry. Because I thought, well, there's the irony, isn't it? And it wasn't lost on you, it was just great.
Absolutely, yes.
You got a wicked sense of humour.
Yeah, well, just remember, it takes balls to be a transgender woman.
That's the other one, actually, that I love. It's brilliant. That is
Dave's wetting himself behind the camera.
That'll have a fit, I'm not sure. Now, before we wrap this up, you will come back onto the sofa of success at some point and tell us a little bit more about your journey.
I'd love to, Rachel. Yeah.
Get some more awards under your handbag, belt. And come back and talk to us a bit more.
I'd love to, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, we'd love to have you back on the sofa. But we always ask 3 very highly topical, laser-minded questions.
Right.
Bit of fun at the end of everybody who sits on the sofa of success. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Is this the grilling,
This is the grilling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to get really difficult. Number 1, you are a winner, a finalist on a table, and up on the stage, Bob is just going to announce the finalists, and he says, and the winner for this category is Katie Neeves. High five or bear hug to your fellow cadres around the table.
Bear hug every time.
Bear hug.
I'm a big hugger. Yeah, I'm always hugging. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Bear hug every time.
You go up onto the stage, just you or a team support? What?
I think probably just me, just because I haven't got a team. So I think.
You've got a team.
So probably just be me, but it's all about me, darling. It's all about me.
HRT's working.
Oh yeah, I've got cravings for chocolate now as well.
I know, that made me laugh. And dark chocolate. Somebody tried went,
it has
chocolate.
Has to be 70% Coke. I have to have my emergency chocolate in the fridge. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you can see why we get upset when our men eat our chocolate.
Oh God, yeah.
Or our women eat our chocolate, whatever. When other people eat our chocolate, it's like, oh, what? I've got a friend who hides it in a used Frosty's box in the top of the pantry. And God forbid anybody touches that. Right, third question. So you've gone up, you've got your awards. I'm at the bar, I'm going, Katie, what is it? Champagne or Prosecco?
Oh, right. Well, if it's a choice of the 2, then I would say champagne.
Well done.
However...
I thought there was a but there.
However, I think you've got a long way to go to beat a good gin and tonic.
Well, yeah, very classy.
So, yeah.
Somebody sat on the sofa earlier today and said that they were drinking rhubarb gin with ginger ale. I was like, oh, and he went, no, it sounds wrong, but it's so good. So there you go.
I'll give that one a go.
That's my little tip to you back for sharing some of your time and valuable on the sofa of success. Rhubarb gin with ginger ale, apparently.
Right, okay.
Apparently it's the thing to do. I don't drink, so it's a useless tip to me. I should pass it on to you. So really, it's gin and tonic, but at a push, a glass of champers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we know what to get, whatever happens when we
Yeah.
are at the East Midlands Women's Awards at the end of September with Katie Neeves from Martin Neeves Photography and Film. Good luck.
Thank you.
Whatever happens, we'll have a ball anyway.
We will,
And
but not to.
we'll have fun. We hope you've had fun today hearing a really incredible story and a very brave story
Thank you.
from Katie. So we will see you next week, viewer, mum.
And lady from Swindon.
And lady from
Was
Swindon.
this lady or just viewer? We don't know.
I don't know.
Viewer from
Don't
Swindon.
know. Just a person from Swindon.
Right.
We'll see you next week on the Sofa of Success. Until then, it's Rach from the Awards People checking out.